Later, we'll show you how a local company has built its business on college sports. The roar of a crowd, the thrill of a win. For many people, especially in North Carolina, there's nothing quite like college sports. But these days, collegiate athletics are not only about team spirit, they're also big business. Claire Monroe shows us how that's turned one local company into a national powerhouse.
There is nothing like the experience of game day in college football.
Let's go Pirates! Let's go Pirates!
I've been to every kind of event at every kind of level, professional or amateur athletics, really around the world. And there is still, to me, nothing that even comes close to replicating the college game day experience.
Ben Sutton Jr. turned that passion into his profession. He worked for the athletic department at Wake Forest University for 9 years and saw how schools could benefit from outsourcing their marketing. So in 1992, he founded International Sports Properties, or ISP.
We're essentially a college sports multimedia marketing firm.
ISP works with Division 1A colleges and universities, essentially as an extension of their athletic departments.
We're basically their commercial advertising arm and help them raise monies to support their programs. And also in doing so, a lot of the media that we use to provide that advertising, we produce that and distribute it.
From game programs to newspapers, in-stadium signage to internet websites, ISP has its hand in almost every aspect of college sports that can create revenue. That also includes broadcasting on more than 100 television stations and 700 radio stations nationwide.
And the Deacs will be trying to duplicate that effort here today as they come back home after back-to-back road games.
The radio is kind of the engine of our business, and it's the most visible piece. And we do a lot of radio production and have an extensive team that works on that.
On game day, the radio house at ISP's Winston-Salem headquarters is hopping. Producers can broadcast up to 13 different games at the same time. Play-by-play and color announcers at each stadium communicate via high-speed phone line to the guys here who run the show.
So if it's a game broadcast of a football or basketball game, we're hiring announcers, we're setting up phone lines, we're getting with satellite companies, we're dealing with radio stations, we're putting that all together, producing it, distributing it, and then we're selling the advertising through it.
Chief Operating Officer Joe Potter says ISP pays each school a fee for its multimedia rights and often guarantees the school other income as well. Published reports show those amounts often reach multi-millions of dollars each year. ISP makes its profit from advertising sales, a lucrative business, but one with its share of critics.
There's some people out in the public who have concerns about how commercialized sports is in general, especially at the university level. And, I think we feel like that decision is up to the schools. And we only sell as much or have as much commercialism at a school as an institution allows us to do.
I'm a big believer in education. I believe education is the opportunity maker. And so I think we play a vital part in helping both publicize these universities in a very public and very positive way, but also in providing funding that they can in turn use to underwrite scholarships for deserving student athletes.
It really helps the schools. They're not set up to be a for-profit business. I mean, they're set up to train young people and help them be ready for the workforce, educate them. And that's what they do so well. And for us to be able to handle that commercial aspect, I think has been very beneficial.
ISP executives say more and more schools see it that way.
You can look at most of the Division I schools and you can probably count on one hand the number who do not work with a multimedia rights partner like ISP. And the vast majority of them just decide that it's a guaranteed revenue stream. They know they can count on that money coming in every year regardless of team performance or regardless of any economic factors that may come into play.
As more colleges and universities have taken that approach, ISP has taken on a whole new prominence in its profession, adding school after school, Clemson, Virginia Tech, Tulane, Central Florida, and more to its extensive roster.
When I started, we worked with 3 schools, and I've seen us grow into working with 42 institutional and conference partnerships. So we've started off as the new kid on the block and really have grown into the leader of the industry.
ISP is expanding not only across the country as it works with more and more colleges and universities, the company's also growing right here in North Carolina, building this brand new headquarters in downtown Winston-Salem.
As there are in many cities around the country, there's a great downtown revitalization effort. We've decided to be a part of that. We're participating in a $16 or $17 million facility that's being constructed downtown. We will occupy a significant part of that. It'll be a beautiful state-of-the-art headquarters for our radio production effort, also for just our business in general.
ISP employs about 60 people in Winston-Salem and about 250 in its offices nationwide. Executives see more growth ahead, growth they attribute both to performance and personal relationships.
Based on the relationships we've built and the reputation we have and the job we've done, we've been lucky enough to grow our business as we have. There
continues to be tremendous opportunity in this very specific space for us, and there are 118, 119 Division 1A institutions. We currently represent, as I said, about 38 of those. So we see tremendous opportunity still out there for us in this space. I think anything that is generally looked upon as an externalized operation for a college athletic department is something that would be on our radar screen, at least long term.
Ben Sutton Jr. says he could see one day expanding into merchandising or concessions. That's our show for tonight. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening.